Welcome to Thaiger Bytes as we check your comments from our various platforms. What platforms are those, Jay?
Those are Facebook, YouTube, Thaiger Talk Forum on the website.
Okay, so this is our opportunity to read some of them out. We might even respond to them. We might even say it's silly or it's good.
Yeah.
You love it. A GRF Store says, do you people read the subtitles? Sometimes they're hilarious. They're talking about the
Auto-generated
translations. Mm-hmm. Or not so much translations, just it transcribes what we're saying. One of those, we said, we were talking about, I can't remember what the context was, but we talked about Pitsanolok, which is up in central Thailand. It translates as pizza no luck.
Well,
there's also another one, because I used to, when I was hosting Thailand News Today, I'd start by saying Sawadi Krap, and that used to translate as sweaty crap.
Oh no.
So that didn't translate very well. If you see any more of those funny auto translations, then not translations, transcriptions, then please send them through. Okay.
Right, I have a comment here from Xing He. So we actually had this comment yesterday and we were struggling on how to actually pronounce his name. So he goes, okay guys, my comment was not about showing my yellow card at restaurants. Your news mentioned that the vaccination sticker is widely available. And so I asked, why can't the yellow card be used to verify that I was vaccinated? We don't only need to prove vaccination at restaurants. We are obviously going to travel around and not only in Thailand. You misunderstood my comment and struggled to pronounce my name.
We certainly did.
That's right. So sorry, Xing He. I hope this time we did a better job.
Yes, well, you're not required to provide any documentation to go into restaurants.
Yes.
They are allowing anybody to go into the restaurants, but when you go into the restaurant, only 50% or 75% in some cases of the tables will be used. There will be social distancing, there will be mask wearing, etc., etc.
Yep.
So you don't need your yellow card. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that particular name because I'll get it wrong. But he or she says, there is some missing info in your report. Does dine-in service include the sale of alcoholic beverages? Because if it doesn't, they might as well stay closed. This person thinks that people are not going to go to restaurants unless there's alcohol served. What do you think?
That's not true. Firstly, not everyone loves alcohol as much as perhaps you or other people. For example, Tim doesn't even drink alcohol. But there's a lot of food out there in Bangkok. Bangkok is a vibrant city with amazing restaurants, Michelin-starred restaurants, noodle shops. We have a huge variety of food from all over Thailand. So some people just want to enjoy the food.
I think the primary reason people are going to restaurants is to eat.
Yeah, because they can.
Of course, it'd be nice to have an alcoholic beverage while you're there, but to say because if it doesn't, they might as well stay closed, I think perhaps taking it a little bit too far.
Right. I have two questions. The first one I'm going to address very quickly. A question from Ballyhoo 48 who says, how come Jay can't translate Thai? Bally, that's because I'm not Thai and I never learned to read or write Thai. However, I can speak Thai because I've been here for a very long time.
Are you fluent?
I would consider myself fluent in Thai.
Fluent
yes.
in Thai, but yes. You can't read the squiggles or any of that?
Yes, I only learned through speaking with friends and family. I have a question here from Mike who says, wow, really surprised how little knowledge you guys have about some provinces in Thailand. We get a lot of these type of comments. Loi, which is a province we spoke about yesterday, is an awesome province bordering on the Mekong River in the north. Beautiful national parks, cool areas like Pure, where they grow lots of flowers and other plants due to the elevation and cool temperature. Check out the famous town of Dan Sai with the Pitakhon festival every year. I've ridden to every province on a motorcycle in Thailand, an amazing country. Thank you, Mike, for that comment. Unfortunately, there are a lot of hidden gems in Thailand, we agree. Sometimes we know them, sometimes we don't. Tim probably travels a lot more than me, and he might have been to those places.
I've been to Loi. My prevarication yesterday was more about my pronunciation of the word, because it's one of those words that needs some accent put on it to get it right.
Yep.
Loi.
I believe some people say loy, some people say loy.
Yeah,
since I'm
more like
I was
the second
unaware
one.
of the place, I don't know the correct.
It's up there on the border of Laos, on the
Yes.
Mekong River. I have been there. I've been to the Pittakon Festival, Pittakon, and that's the one where they wear the ghost masks.
Yep.
And they have the big phallic symbols and wave them around.
Oh, okay.
It was good fun. So I have been up there, and it is a very beautiful part of the world. My problem was in the pronunciation.
Right.
So that was from...
That was from Mike.
Thank you, Mike. So 90-day reporting. Roy writes and says, "Hi, I'm in Jomtien and the 90-day online reporting isn't working again. Very frustrating. Do you know when it will be up and running again? Thank you, Roy." Roy, we've got no idea. I think that the 90-day reporting has been down on and off for about 6 months. I don't know why websites in other parts of the world seem to be able to operate. We are able to operate a website with some 30,000 stories, and we generate another 60 or 70 new stories every day. We seem to be able to make it operate, but the Thai immigration don't seem to be able to get their 90-day reporting working. All I can say, Roy, is that your frustration about the website working is not going to be an excuse if you don't report within 90 days. So I would urge you and anybody else having problems with the 90-day reporting website to go to your Thai immigration and do it in person. Because if you are over the 90 days, you will have to pay a fine, whether their website was working or not.
Right, I have a comment here from Facebook. It's regarding the Phuket Sandbox and Hoi Hin opening. So, unfortunately, the commenter doesn't have a username, but he says, "Well, it's certainly a step in the right direction. However, you can't expect much domestic travel to places that require a double vaccination, considering the fact that most of the population isn't vaccinated. I registered 5 weeks ago. No response. I live in Pattaya."
Yes, it is lumpy. To say the least, the rollout of the vaccines in Thailand, especially if you're a foreigner, has been lumpy. I consider myself very lucky that I've got a valid work permit and I live on a province where they were actively trying to get the population vaccinated as early as possible to open up for the Sandbox. However, if you are living in Pattaya and other parts of the country and you're an expat, it will be very frustrating. And we keep on saying persist, persist. That's easy for us to say. I do understand that if you go to the Bangkok hospital in Pattaya, they are currently doing vaccinations for foreigners. Ring before you go there, but that was a story I read about 2 days ago. The private hospitals will, in the next couple of weeks and months, get vaccines, so you will be able to be vaccinated privately. So I understand it's very frustrating. Mark777 says, "Interesting content. I suggest ED visa for staying longer in Phuket during the pandemic times. Pandemic twice." So yes, if people are wanting to stay longer than their visa, the ED visa has been a popular way in the past for foreigners to stay or to get a visa that will allow them to stay for an extended amount of time. ED visa meaning that you are going to stay and study probably the Thai language.
Okay.
The Immigration Department have seen this as a little bit of a scam, and you may find it more difficult to get an ED visa these days than in the past. But if you do want to get an extension to your visa, the best thing to do is to contact immigration or to contact a visa agent because there is paperwork involved, and because of the current situation, some visas are not available. For example, a business visa, a B visa, you have to leave the country to get it at a foreign embassy and then return to Thailand. Obviously, that's quite complicated at the moment.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. I have a comment here from Terry Mitchell who says, "Ding dong," which means crazy. "Markets and department stores can be open until 8 p.m. Curfew starts at 9 p.m. A lot of people won't get home in time." We were talking about this on this morning's episode. Restaurants and if you go out to eat in a restaurant or go to the mall, all of them close at 8 p.m. and you have 1 hour to reach home before the curfew starts. So a lot of people will probably not get home on time, Tim.
Well, leave before 8 o'clock.
Right. You've heard it here first.
There
Tim
you
says
go.
leave before 8
If you're
p.m.
worried about getting home by 9, just make sure you've got not enough time. I think that's
Right.
being a little bit silly.
I'll do another comment here, which is on the same comment. On the same topic. Nigel says, utterly ridiculous opening restaurants but preventing them from selling alcohol. A 3,000 baht steak and a glass of water just isn't the same. Let me know when the wine is back on the menu. Another comment about alcohol not being served on food.
Is that a 3,000 baht steak?
Yeah. Nigel's got expensive taste.
Wow. That better be a really good steak for 3,000 baht. Nigel?
Yes.
Good luck, Nigel.
He has the A5 Japanese Wagyu.
Yeah, something like that. Or a very, very big steak indeed. Luke Rabin, my final comment, says a service provider has a right to demand customers meet certain expectations. Same topic. Whether that's dress standards or behaviour, if there's a global pandemic, they should be able to protect themselves and their staff from contracting COVID-19. You have to show your passport when you check in a hotel. Why not a vaccine passport to use publicly accessible venues? This is going to be, as we've said a few times, an ongoing debate, whether people can demand that you show them a vaccine passport before they let you into their movie theatre, restaurant, public swimming pool, whatever, a hotel. So we're going to probably have to walk around with more paperwork because this is going to be a lumpy situation, and are private businesses going to be allowed to demand paperwork from you before you enter their business or service?
I understand, Thailand and its obsession with paperwork, but maybe just come up with a better system. We do everything with our phone. Why don't we just register online, put in the vaccination numbers, and if we do go out, it's just a scanning system. Wouldn't that be easier?
Yeah, I noticed my app on my phone that I've been used, the tracking app for when I was flying last year, has been updated and shows that I have been double vaccinated. So the system works somehow magically, not all the time, and not when it comes to 90-day reporting, it appears. And with that, we thank you very much for your comments. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Tim.
And thanks to Jason pressing the buttons. Thanks to you for your comments, good and bad, and we look forward to reading more of them out tomorrow.